All right. Let's see what we got here. I'm going to do the training center in Train Sim World 6, by the way. It just came out today. I want to say I have dabbled with train sims before, but that may be overstating it. I've done lots of sim games, of course. I've only done a little bit of train-related sims before, so we'll do the training center here so we know what we're doing.
In this training module, you'll learn about the on-screen overlay known as the heads-up display, or HUD. You'll see it when you're in control of a train. You can configure a range of parameters for the HUD that affect how it looks in the game settings. In this tutorial, you're going to take a look at the two main types of HUD and make a first choice of which one you prefer.
Okay.
Get started by climbing up the ladder into this train and sit in the indicated driving seat.
I didn't expect this to be so much in first person, but that's very cool. And the UI looks nice and clean. A lot of things are clickable just by looking around. I need to change my sensitivity though. I think it's a little bit... My mouse settings, I think, are a little bit sensitive. Let's try 4. That's better, I think. Sit down on the driver's seat.
Welcome to the most important seat in the train. Before you can start learning how to make the train move, you're going to need to understand what the HUD is telling you. There are 3 types of HUD. The one you're seeing now is the normal HUD. You'll learn that first, and then take a look at the minimal HUD next. There is also a simple HUD, which is essentially a cut-down version of the normal HUD. The HUD is a guide to show you what the train is doing, how you're doing, and what your next objectives are. You can tune what's shown here using the game settings. The main part of the normal HUD is the speed display in the bottom right. Your current speed is indicated by a white bar that will appear on the outside of the speedometer, and there is a red mark that indicates the maximum permitted speed.
Okay.
This is the direction display. An arrow will indicate the forward, reverse, and neutral directions. A cross, or X, means the reverser is currently either not inserted or in the off position. This is the power display. A number will indicate what position the power or throttle control is in. If the display is white, it refers to power. If the display is yellow, it means powered braking or dynamic braking. If the display is red, then the throttle is currently locked out and you will need to take steps to release the lock before power can be applied. You can learn about troubleshooting elsewhere in Training Center. These are the brake indicators. The exact one shown will vary by train and will often be visible in the train itself on the various gauges. These gauges tell you what is happening in the braking system. The most important one is the BC, or brake cylinder. In most trains, when this reads 0, that means the brakes are released. Anything else, and the brakes are applied.
Good to know.
In the top right is the track monitor. This shows you the line ahead and allows you to see all the signals and speed limit changes that you're approaching. By default, the track monitor shows the signals with their actual red, yellow, or green aspect. But when you get more confident, you can hide this information via an option in the game settings. As you accelerate, the track monitor will extend its look-ahead distance so you can see much further ahead at higher speeds. This is all done automatically. Now that you're familiar with the normal HUD, it's time to take a look at the minimal HUD. You can change this via the game settings, but for this tutorial the game will change it automatically. You can see that most of the HUD is now gone. You are left with basic information in the top left corner. The minimal HUD immerses you in the experience of driving the train. Use the train's real gauges as much as possible. In the top left corner, you will see the information about your next objective and some limited information about what the train's doing, such as your current speed, the speed limit, and the gradient.
I'm guessing the HUD in the bottom right is supposed to actually not be visible.
Use the game
for this,
settings to add and remove information from the minimal HUD. With less information, you'll find driving more challenging, but also more immersive and rewarding.
Yeah, I can see that.
Experienced players might prefer the minimal HUD, especially when driving from the cab view. The normal HUD is ideal for newcomers or anyone who wants to drive from an external camera. You can switch HUDs in game settings. Do you want to start with the normal HUD or minimal HUD?
Oh, we're going to go with the normal one because we are a new player. And we probably do want to, let's face it, look outside.
That concludes this module. If you wish to replay it, you can come back to it at any time via the training center.
All right. Chapter 1. This is an important one to learn. How do we make this
training
move?
module, you're going to learn how to make a train move and then bring it to a stop. For this exercise, you'll be using a British Class 323 electric multiple unit. It's a great train to get started with as the controls are quite straightforward. This module will get you used to the feel of the train and its controls. While many trains have different controls and are operated in different ways, there are basically always 3 controls that are common and are required to move the train. The reverser chooses the direction you're going to move in. It often has 4 positions: off, forward, neutral, and reverse. The brakes are used to slow or stop the train. There are potentially multiple braking systems you can find in different trains, and you can read more about that in other sections of the training center. For now, the Class 323 has a very simple braking system. The throttle controls how fast the train accelerates. In this train, the throttle and brakes are controlled by a combined power and brake handle. Moving the handle in one direction will apply power. The middle position is neutral and does nothing, and then the other range applies the brakes. You will find in some other trains that the throttle and brakes are on separate handles. Before you go any further, set the headlights for daytime running and ensure the tail lights are off.
Oh, good, I can zoom in. Day head or night head. We want day head. Oh, okay. That's cool. Tail lights to off. I need to, hold on, sorry. I find the mouse a little too sensitive still. At least until I'm used to it.
We want to move the train forwards, so set the reverser to the forwards position.
That's cool. I like the little thunking
Now
sounds it
pull the
makes with the mouse.
combined power and brake handle towards you to release the brakes and apply power.
So brakes are, it's like multiple levels of braking power or off, and that must be the speed then basically. So we're basically just controlling it by braking less. B1, B2, off, P1.
In the bottom right and in the center of the speedometer gauge, you can see a little ball. This is the accelerometer and will move up or down to indicate whether you're speeding up or slowing down.
Wait, where is this? Oh, okay, I see. Wait for the train to reach 30 kilometers an hour. the door closed? Good, they did that for us. Looks nice. I do like the look of it. Seems very deep. I mean, not everything is clickable, but a lot of things are. I just need to be careful that this doesn't become another sim that I spend a lot of time in. Oh, that's cool. I like how the sound changes when you open the window, as it should. Turn on safety systems. Okay.
Now that you've reached your target speed, you can move the...
Alright. So we're coasting to maintain speed, huh? Didn't give me a lot of time there to figure out what safety systems to turn on. So we're coasting. We are slowing down a little bit. But I guess you have to. You can't just hit... I mean... I feel like you try to get up to speed and then you kind of just coast for a bunch, depending on the slope.
When it comes to stopping trains, the specifics of each train can be quite different. However, the basic process is fundamentally the same. Bring this train to a complete stop by moving the power brake handle into the braking range.
Okay, this one brakes pretty quickly. Brake cylinder 0.5. Oh, not emergency.
The amount of braking you will need to apply also varies depending on whether you're going uphill or downhill and how heavy your train is. Knowing the right amount to apply will come with practice and experience. Stopping a train is one of the biggest challenges of controlling it, particularly stopping it in the right place.
They do sound nice.
That concludes this module. If you wish to replay it, you can come back to it at any time via the training center.
Okay. All right. Let's carry on. Passenger operations. How's it going, Liz? Liz?
In this training module, you'll be learning basic passenger operations in this Class 323 electric multiple unit. This part of the training center is the Metro Loop. It is used primarily for driver training for passenger trains that are generally shorter or might stop more frequently in normal operating practice. It consists of 2 platforms. In this module, we'll be doing a complete circuit and practicing stopping at both stations. When you're ready, open the door and climb aboard the train.
Oh, okay. We seem to sprint by default. I have to hold shift to slow down. We're in a hurry here. That's so nice.
Take a seat in the driver's position.
Don't forget to close
Always
the door.
remember to close the driver's door once you get in the cab. Some trains will prevent the brakes from releasing if any doors, including the driver's door, are still open. To unlock the control desk, insert the master key and activate it.
I do kind of like
Turn
those
the
controls
coach
where you
lighting
like
on
click
so
and
that
drag the
passengers aren't
mouse to
boarding a dark
mimic
train.
the motion.
To allow passengers to board the train, you will need to open the correct doors. In order to use the buttons in the cab, you must first insert and then turn the door key to the on position.
Oh, there's a door key too. Okay. Alright.
As the platform is on your left, press the open doors left button.
Wait, how do I know which one's that's left? How do I know which one's left or right?
The weather has turned quite bad, so you'll need to turn the wipers on.
Oh, this is the right ones. Okay. That makes sense. Wipers. Let's do intermittent 2. Oh, look at that. I wish Flight Sim would just take this, like, just steal
to find your way around
the
in
actual
cab,
ability
but
to
can make it
wipe
hard
away
to see out of
raindrops.
the window, so you should always turn it off before you start moving.
The cab light. I saw it. I saw it earlier. I did not see it earlier. I lied. But
Headlights in the UK are used to allow others to see the train rather than being of great use to the driver seeing out. Set the headlights for daytime running and ensure the tail lights are off.
oh, that's right. I turned it too far. Tail lights off.
While the passenger doors are open and the loading objective completes, you'll notice the bar in the top left slowly rising. Once it reaches the top, the objective will complete and it will be time to close the doors. Now the passengers have boarded the train, close and lock the doors using the close left doors button. Set the reverser to forward. Apply some power to get moving.
I think we're earning points in the top right as I'm doing this. Regen brakes on. Okay. Master key. Oh, heat. Okay, cabin heaters, AC. Just a wiper, screen demist, fan. Radio. Emergency brake. What else do we have here? We got blinds. That looks like a bunch of emergency stuff. More doors. Window. Oh, how do I close it again? I don't know how to do that now. Can I move? Oh, nope. Didn't mean to do that. I need to be careful.
You're approaching the next station. Use the power brake handle to apply power so that you come to a gentle stop at the indicated marker on the platform.
Okay, well, if I recall correctly, it stops fairly quickly. We're just coasting right now. And I could use this, but I can also use A and D for, I guess D for decelerate. I probably should have done that a little earlier. Well, maybe not. It's doing all right. Let's see how close I can get it to the point here.
This
Pretty
platform
good, I
is on
think.
the right, so you'll need to use the open right doors button to unlock and open the doors this time. Once
Oh yeah, the brakes are locked. I can see it's got the red 3 in the bottom right. So the doors are open. I gotta check how to go to the outside camera.
use the doors close right button to close and lock the doors. Drive the train to the next platform without any further guidance and see how you get on.
Alright, let's give it a try. First, let me see if I can find out how. Camera. First person, free cam, 1 or 8. Okay. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Not super quick changing the cameras, but that's alright. Okay. Let's see. Doors are closed. Brakes are good to go, so I can actually go and apply some power. And we should start moving. Oh, we've got a high speed limit here. It's like 100. Oh, that's a good view. Well, we overshot that a wee bit. Oh. A semi-functional fuse panel. Nice. I don't know what that's for. Now, it says load passengers, but I feel like we're supposed to lock them, the doors. Yeah,
That
okay.
concludes this module. If you wish to replay it, you can come back to it at any time via the training center.
Okay. That's pretty... Oh, camera controls are next. Alright, let's go check those out. I jumped ahead. Sorry, teacher.
In this training module, you'll be learning about the various camera controls and how to get the best views. You can drive from in the cab or an exterior camera. Exterior views are particularly useful for coupling and uncoupling. Currently, you're in the cab of this Class 323 EMU with the same view a real driver would have. Before experimenting with camera views, set the train up correctly as if ready for departure.
Okay. Master key. Lights. Cab lights off. Tail lights off. We're already on daytime running lights. Should we have a door key as well? But reverse or forward.
We will now explore the camera controls.
Press the indicator button. Where's the indicated button? I can also press 3. I know, but is there an indicated button that's showing me? And I'm just not seeing it? I don't think it is.
To get back inside the cab, a different key must be pressed. Do that now.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
Now that you're used to interior and exterior, switch back to the exterior view again to learn more about it. From the exterior, you can move the camera around. Use the keys indicated along with your mouse to move and turn the camera. If the mouse pointer is moving but your view doesn't change, right-click the mouse to turn on camera mode. Spend a minute just practicing moving and turning the external camera.
I do have a ponytail.
You can zoom in and out using the mouse wheel. Try it now.
Got it. Very nice.
While in an external camera, you can also interact with some elements such as junctions. You'll be learning about junctions properly in a different training module, but for now, fly over to the indicated junction and change it by interacting with it using the controls indicated. There's a lot more to learn about cameras, including numerous other camera modes.
I don't think I did anything.
You can find out more in other areas of the training center. That concludes this module. If you wish to replay it, you can come back to it at any time via the training center.
Moving a train part 2. Alright, we're getting more advanced stuff now, I think.
In this module, you'll combine everything you learned from the moving a train, passenger operations, and camera controls modules, but from outside the train. Now you'll have the freedom to enjoy external cameras while driving the train. Before you go any further, get the lighting all set up correctly. You can activate the master key by... Now press the keys indicated to set the... Just as with other modules, you're currently sitting in a Class 323 multiple unit. You must now switch to the exterior camera. If you need a reminder on how to do this, head over to the camera controls module first and have a quick refresher. Aside from the magnificent views, exterior camera views can make it easier to complete tasks such as coupling, checking your lights, and changing junctions. Only a small number of the most common functions are usable for an exterior camera. If you find you need to do something that isn't available, simply switch to the internal camera to do it, and then switch back. Finally, press the key indicated to apply some power. There are two keys, one to add more throttle and one to take throttle away. Experiment with them a little.
I don't think we can go. It's red. What's going on? We forgot something. What did we forget? We're in forward. Doors are all closed. I can see that from the outside. Oh, now it's working? Interesting. What a nice lake. Oh wow, that's pretty. Very pretty scenery. I don't know how to turn those systems on because you didn't tell me what they are. And I don't want to just push random buttons because that feels like that's probably a bad idea.
Now that you've moved down the track, it's time to bring the train to a stop. Use the keys indicated to adjust the... Try restarting this tutorial and running it a few times until you're comfortable with driving from the outside, including moving the camera around. That concludes this module. If you wish to replay it, you can come back to it at any time via the training center.
Changing ends, multiple units.
In this training module, you'll be learning how to shut down a cab and change ends of the train so that you can drive in the other direction. You'll bring this unit back to central square sidings. You'll need to change ends a couple of times. Don't worry about how the train is going to get there though, all the paths are going to be set for you. You just need to change ends and then drive when you're given instruction to do so. Get started by setting this cab up for operation. Activate the master key.
Lights.
Set the headlights for daytime.
Taillights off.
Set the reverser to forwards, as that's the direction you'll be going. The first move brings the train forwards to the junction around the corner from here, and you'll be stopping once the rear of the train has cleared it. Apply some power and drive forward a bit so that we can prove that this cab is working and the train moves as expected.
There's always something missing. Why is it still locked? It's not doors. Oh, see now it went. Interesting. Hey Steve. Yeah, it is actually quite interesting. It's also really, it looks very nice. It's definitely very Sim-ish so far. I'm just going through the various tutorials. It's a lot of being able to click on things. Runs really well. Looks pretty. So far, so good. I don't know how many tutorial sections there are. We're in chapter 1 still of that, so... maybe there'll be just a few. And then see what an actual, like, non-tutorial mission looks like. Now we're learning how to switch ends, so I think we're going to go past this junction there, and then we're going to go back this way here, I think. As this gentleman is standing there waiting for us to clear the junction.
That's far enough. Bring the train to a stop by applying some brake using the power brake handle. Now that the train has stopped, you need to shut this cab down.
Wonder if I could use my
Turn off the
Bravo
headlights
throttle
and
for
ensure
this
the
stuff.
tail lights are on.
Headlights are on. They are. Oh, off. Oh, taillights are on. That's right. Okay.
Set the reverser to off. Set the power brake handle to the step 3 brake position. Remove the master key. This cab is now shut down. Walk over to the other end of the train, ensuring to close any doors behind you.
How do I get up? How do I get? Do I just press E? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's kind of cool. You actually get to walk around in first person. This must mean this is a bad place to stand.
Sit in the driver's seat. Follow the steps indicated to activate this cab, repeating the procedure that you did when you set up the previous cab.
Makes sense. Master key. Headlights. Taillights off. Forward.
Now that the cab is active, wait for the yard controller to give us permission to proceed forward once they've checked and blocked all the junctions for us. You're good to go. Apply some power and get moving. Your next destination.
The mountains in the background are very pretty looking. Woo! Probably oh yeah, I'm going faster than I should be. Speed limits change. I gotta pay attention to that, I guess. I missed it. It was a higher speed limit first, but it makes sense that it would slow down when you get into the yard here. I lost a lot of points for that, I think. Oh, wait to come to a stop. I thought the sign was over there. That's what it looked like, but okay.
Follow the steps indicated to deactivate this cab.
Switch the lights around. Racer off. Brake 3. Get the key. Get up. Get out. Shut the door. Run to the other end. Can I hit? No. No third-person camera when you're running around.
Now that the cab is active, wait for the yard controller to give us permission to proceed forward once they've checked and locked all the junctions for us. You're good to go. Apply some power and get moving. Your final destination is going to...
I'm not even paying attention, I'm just looking at this. Nice locomotive. Here we go. Wait, there was a cabin fan, and does it actually turn on the fan? Sure does. That's cool.
Before you finish, take a moment to review. When changing cabs on almost any
Oh, I
train,
thought
there
it
are
was
some
moving all
common
of a
things to
sudden.
double check
It's this
before
one
you
that's
depart the
moving.
cab you're finished with. What position have you left the throttle and brake controls in? What position is the reverser in? Are the headlights and taillights set up correctly for what will become the rear of the train? Are all doors closed? Once you get used to each train you operate, you'll quickly begin to remember what each one needs and get used to the elements that are common between different trains. That concludes this module. If you wish to replay it, you can come back to it at any time via the training center.
Okay. Railway navigation. Let's see. I don't know how many chapters, how many sections there are in the first chapter of the training center. It does, Rumpo. It does.
In this
look
training
like
module,
my
you'll be
kind of
learning
game.
about the
It's
live
very
2D
pretty too,
map
actually.
and how it can help you understand where you are, where your objective
I
is,
was
and
just
how you
thinking
can
of a
change
map
the
on the
path
last
of the
section.
train to get to the right place. Under normal circumstances, the driver has little, if anything, to do with where a train is going. It's all handled centrally by a signaling center or dispatcher. Within yards and depots, however, you will find that these are often managed by the crew of the train directly. That means you. You can tell whether a junction is manual or automatic by looking at it. If it has no big lever, then it's automatic and you can't influence it. If it does, then interacting with that lever will change the junction. For this module, you'll take this class 323 from the siding here next to the main loops and set all the junctions yourself to direct the train to the switch lines, and then change ends and repeat the process to bring the train into the depot. Your destination has been set over in the switch lines on the far west of the training center. Use the map to follow the path from the train to the destination and change all the junctions you need to get there. If you make a mistake and go the wrong way, you can go back and try to correct it. If you're not ready for that, just restart the module and try again.
Okay. So this is us. And now, where do we want to go? Napa? Thing that I'm not understanding, maybe I missed it, is where we're supposed to go. Train objective. I guess the objective is here. So, but we're supposed to go somewhere and then come back. Okay, well, let's... Okay, so... we can change it to go left. We can change it to go straight. I think we're supposed to go along the, I guess, the blue line. That goes there, that goes there. Do we actually need to change anything then? That goes there already. Switched. So maybe it's just, maybe we have to get there first and then we go back. So maybe it's our set for us. Oops. Okay, let's just, let's assume we're all set. Taillights, no taillights. Forward and go. Squires, 84 months. That is a lot of years, 7 to be exact. We'll try not to break the speed limit this time. DVD, AWS, TPWS. I don't know how to turn those on. Yeah, I don't know how those work. It keeps telling me that I can turn them on for bonus points, but it won't tell me how to do it. Okay, well, we're going the right way anyway. On that one, are you gonna run? Who are you gonna fight on the roof of the train car? Because I think you have to. Okay, switch ends, right?
You've made it to the first destination. Go ahead and change ends in the train, and you can try one more time for practice.
Oh, we're not gonna go out the window. We'll go out the door. I actually can't wait to have passengers and boarding announcements and stuff, so I'm hoping we're halfway through this stream, but I'm hoping that we'll probably not continue too much more of the tutorial because I want to get into an actual train, and then we'll see if we know enough to make that happen or not. If it's this train, I think we should be okay.
Once again, use the map to adjust the junctions between your train and the destination. Where the black lines on the 2D map aren't aligned with the blue path, change the junction. When you're ready, get moving.
Okay, so the blue path is just where we need to go. So that already looks correct. That looks correct. That's fine. Do we ever... Ah, no, that one... This one's... Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't look like we actually had to change this at all. Yeah. Alright. "50 months in a row for Rumpo." Zombies, yeah, yeah. I mean, pretty soon I can, you know, drive a train, take a truck to a train to a plane, and we'll just get out of whatever zombie-infested place you're stuck in.
That concludes
All
this
right,
module. If you wish to replay it, you can come back to it at any time via the training center.
That was easy. Oh, ironically, we are 62% from a hype train. Diesel introduction. Do we want to... Let's go back to the main menu for a second. It's exactly 1 hour. I want to see if we can't... I think we need to continue with the training center a bit more. Because I don't think we know how to do these trains yet. I really am tempted to get in one of these trains, but none of these look like they're the same train as the one we've been training on. So, all right, let's continue. Let's push forward. Maybe we're close. Ooh, the diesel
In this
sounds.
training module, you're going to learn to drive a diesel-electric locomotive and how the controls differ from a multiple unit. This is a BR Class 66 diesel-electric locomotive typically used for freight operations in the United Kingdom. In some trains, it is first necessary to insert the reverser handle. We need to do that on this one.
You literally take the handle with you when you go home on this train, huh?
We want to
No
move
key,
the train
just take
forwards,
the
so
controls.
move the reverser in that direction. The train brake on the Class 66 uses a sprung lever. Holding it one way will gradually release the brakes until you release the lever. Holding it the other will gradually apply the brakes. You need to keep an eye on the two brake gauges in front of you. The larger one in the middle is the brake pipe. The outside needle shows the target pressure and the inside needle shows the actual pressure. When you apply or release the brakes, the outer needle moves and the onboard control systems will begin to adjust the brakes to match your setting. You can make a change to the brakes and focus on the road ahead while the system works to match the pressure you've set. The second gauge of note is the brake cylinder gauge, which is the second from the left. This tells you exactly what is happening with the brakes on the two sets of wheels on the locomotive. If the needles are raised to a V shape, that means they are fully applied. When the needles are both pointing directly down, the brakes on the locomotive will be fully released. You can learn more about braking systems elsewhere in the training center. But for now, you just need to remember that you are directly controlling the outer needle on the brake pipe gauge and that the end result is shown on the brake cylinder gauge. Keep the brake control in release until you can see the brake pipe control needle is reading 5 bar, pointing upwards. This will release the brakes fully.
Semicolon.
Watch the brake cylinder gauge to see it gradually reduce to 0.0. Needles pointing downwards, which tells you that the brakes are now fully released on the locomotive and you can move the train.
Okay.
It's important to note that the brake cylinder gauge is only telling you what's happening on your locomotive. If you have wagons attached, they can take a little longer to release, so if the train doesn't move immediately, don't worry. Apply some throttle to get the train moving.
So I assume that's here. Yeah, we can use the same button.
As you apply power, notice the ammeter rising, the gauge on the right-hand side with the colored sections. This is the amount of power being fed into the traction motors. Try to keep it in the green section, only briefly in the yellow, and avoid the red section to avoid damaging your traction motors.
Chuk, 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 chuk. Oh, 30, okay.
Now that you've reached your target speed, you can move the throttle control back to 0. The train will then coast on level ground and the train will only slow down very gradually.
That's cool. I like it. That's far enough. Bring this train to a complete stop by holding the brake control in the apply state until you see the brake pipe control needle in the center of your cab desk showing about 4 bar. The amount of braking you'll need to apply also varies depending on whether you're going uphill or downhill and how heavy your train is. Stopping a train is one of the biggest challenges of controlling it, particularly stopping it in the right place. You'll get better at this with practice. That concludes this module. Okay.
If you wish to replay it, you can come back to it at any time via the training center.
So diesel's just a little more complicated. Changing ends locomotives. I thought we did, I guess that's, oh, we had different, multiple units.
In this training module, you'll be learning about changing ends with a locomotive. Many types of locomotives have 2 cabs in order to make them as versatile as possible. While the cabs are often virtually identical, they are often referred to as either the A and B ends, number 1 or 2 end, or simply their front and back. Usually the designation of the cab is written somewhere in the cab.
Here.
In the case of the Class 66, it's above the window on the right-hand side. In this case, you can see you're in the number 1 cab. All the junctions will be set for you in this module. You'll just be focusing on the locomotive. First, get the train moving forwards and drive over to the indicated stop marker and come to a stop in the platform somewhere.
Okay. reverser. Set this to forward. Headlights. I know I can use H, but where did the thing go? Where was it again? It's telling me. Oh, actually, they didn't tell me this last time. Daytime. Tail lights off. Release the brakes until we get to 5. And away we go. That's a nice sound. Quite like how the camera shakes when you go through a junction. Like, it's very subtle, but it makes it feel like you're actually going like swaying to the side a little bit from the motion.
Okay, let's change ends. The basic process is always the same. Shut down the cab you're in and set up a new cab. Each cab has slightly different requirements to shut it down and set it up, however. Start by setting the reverser back to... Now remove the reverser. Removing the reverser has automatically applied the brakes on the locomotive, so you don't need to worry about what happens when you change ends or what position to leave the train brake in. On this locomotive and on some others, you also need to make sure to put the locomotive brake in the release position when you're ready to switch cabs. If you don't, the controls in the other cab won't be able to release the brake.
How do we do that?
Before you move to the other cab, set the tail lights on and turn the headlights off. If you
I gotta actually try. Ooh, I can sit here. Next time I gotta try getting up, and I didn't realize I had opened the door, and okay.
head to the other cab, you'll need to leave the train and get back on board at the other end. While some trains allow you to walk from cab to cab internally, it's often hot and uncomfortable.
I didn't want to climb down the ladder. There we go.
Notice that this end shows that you're in cab number 2 with the writing above the right-hand window. Get the cab set up as per normal and then pull forward to the marker in the other siding and come to a stop anywhere in there. Don't worry about junctions, they've all been set for you. That concludes this module. If you wish to replay it, you can come back to it at any time via the training center.
There's a lot of add-on trains in this too. Liveries, mods. It's all built in. I saw some earlier, just poking around the menus.
In this trading module, you'll move some mineral wagons to a new location and learn how to couple and uncouple the wagons to your locomotive. All junctions are going to be changed automatically for you in this tutorial, so you can focus on driving. The mineral wagons are located ahead of us. Start by putting gently forwards until you touch the wagons and stop. This will take some practice as it requires a lot more fine control. You'll find the locomotive brake is easier and more responsive. Take your time. If you hit the wagons too hard, they might come off the track, so try to be gentle and aim for 2 miles per hour or under as you touch them. You may also prefer the external camera to give more visibility, particularly as you get close to the wagons.
Well, let's give it a try.
The next step is to couple up. You can either do this by using the external camera or by getting out and doing it by hand. In this tutorial, you'll learn both techniques so you can decide which one you prefer. There are many types of couplers on the railways. In this case, you've got conventional UK chain couplings, which simply need you to put the loop over the hook on the other vehicle. In the sim, you can do this by simply interacting with the coupler when you see the appropriate prompt. Apply the emergency brake with the emergency brake plunger. This will empty all air out of the brake pipe and prevent the brake pipe from overcharging as you couple to the wagons. You'll do
That's
this
good.
one
You
by
don't wanna
getting
get
out
squished.
of the train. Leave the cab and walk over to the coupling. Interact with the coupling to couple the vehicles together.
It's
Now
already
head back to the
coupled.
cab.
Nice.
Unset the
I got that
emergency
right.
brake plunger to restore the brakes. Then you'll need to shut this cab down and change ends.
That's
Follow
cool.
the instructions here, or check out the training module that covers changing cabs in more detail.
I guess in this one we don't need to hook up those hoses here. Doesn't look like there's anywhere to hook them up. Stopped telling me about the lights. I guess it doesn't matter so much on these.
Set up the train while you wait for the yard manager to give you the all clear to reverse into the siding once they've changed the junctions required.
Slowly starting to get the hang of it. There's just the same things every time.
Clear to go. Now pull the train forward and notice how the brake pipe responds more slowly as you release the brakes.
Yeah.
You'll feel your train taking more time to respond. It will also feel sluggish as it has extra weight behind it. Take this into consideration as you drive, noting that it now takes longer to speed up and, more importantly, longer to slow down.
Yeah, braking is much harder. Oh, what? Now we're pushing it? Okay. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to drive. I feel like it's stuck here.
Looks like you're good to go. Drive the train back into the siding now.
I think we just have to wait.
Apply the emergency brake with the emergency brake plunger again. This time, use the external camera for the uncoupling operation. Switch to the external camera now. Fly the camera over to the coupling we want to uncouple. In this case, the one between your locomotive and the first wagon. Once you get close enough, interact with it as normal and it will uncouple. That concludes this module.
That's definitely easier, but if you want the realism, you can get out and walk there, which is cool.
Center.
This whole stream might just be the tutorial. But we'll do more next week. I quite enjoy this stuff.
In
Don't
this
enter.
training module, you'll be
Nicht
learning about
einsteigen.
vehicles called control cars or cab cars. In the UK, they're often called driving van trailer or DVT cars, and you will likely
Beautiful
come
train.
across other names for them too. The name cab cart will be used for the rest of this module to keep it simple. Cab cars are essentially a passenger coach with a driving cab in them, but most importantly, they have no means of propulsion themselves. There are no engines or motors, so they can't move under their own power.
Huh.
The way that a cab car works is it will remotely control a locomotive at the other end of the train, and this is where it's important to understand their behavior as being a little different to the cab experience of the locomotive itself. There may be a little
there's the
lag in
loco.
control response, and you may not quite have the same instrument outputs as you do in the locomotive itself. For this module, you'll be taking this German Doppelstock cab car, which has a BR146.2 locomotive at the other end, setting it up and then driving it forwards to a marker at the other end of the yard area. Revisit this module a couple of times to try different things out and get familiar with the subtle difference when driving from the cab car. One of the biggest and most obvious differences when driving from the cab car is that there's a lot less sound. Since all the motors and fans are at the other end of the train, it can be a little disconcerting at first.
We need to close the door. Oh, it closes automatically. How fancy. Oh, I remember those. This is cool. I can sit in all these? Ha!
Engage the brake system by turning this key.
This is very fancy indeed. Much, much more modern. Same thing.
Put the reverser
Bring the
in
reverser in.
forwards.
Oops.
Turn on the headlights and set the ensure the doors are closed.
I just want to try this. So right now their headlights are headlight mode. Yeah, oh that's cool. Passenger door switch to closed.
Release the brakes and apply some power to get moving.
Full service. Release the brakes. Okay. Wow, it's got a lot of brakes.
It feels a little odd at first. All the audio cues you're used to in the cab aren't present here, so you just need to give the locomotive time to react to your commands. Experiment with some power and some brakes and see how the train reacts. You may find some sharp jolts happening because of how the slack is being bunched up or stretched out by the loco at the back. You can minimize this by making your first power or brake applications lighter and then increasing them. You'll get used to this with practice and experience.
The ticking clock. I brake? Same way. Okay. It doesn't feel too different from being in a locomotive.
This is far enough. This is just a brief introduction to cab cars. The changing ends for cab cars training module goes into more depth about both the cab car and the BR146.2 locomotive on the other end of the train. That concludes this module. If you wish to replay it, you can come back to it at any time via the training center.
These are just all the locomotives that exist. Explore on foot. Total tutorials completed 1 of 4. Okay, well I've done most of it in, I guess, this one. There's a lot of training stuff. Jeez. So much. It's not a bad thing, by the way.
In this training module, you'll practice going between the BR146.2 locomotive at one end of the train and the cab car at the other. All the junctions are being taken care of for you by another team member, allowing you to focus on driving. You're starting here in a siding near the main loop. Get started by climbing in. Insert the reverser handle and set the reverser to forward. Set the headlights to bright, and on the back wall set the signal lights to headlights.
Interesting.
Release the brakes and apply power to get moving towards the marker. Stop
okay,
anywhere
that's what I
here by
thought.
applying the brakes. It's time to get the locomotive cab shut down. Move the train brake handle to the full service position.
Störung.
Oh, full service. There we go.
Set the reverser to off and remove the reverser handle. That will deactivate the cab. On the back wall, change the signal lights to tail lights so that the locomotive shows red lights now that it's at the rear of the train. With the cab shut down, you can move to the other end of the train. Exit the cab and walk along the side of the train to the cab car. Don't forget to close the door before you leave.
I have to climb down. I can't jump down. All right. I want to go... Can I go through the train? Oh. No smoking. Okay, can't I? Huh. Why am I stuck here? That was odd. This is not the right... I should have just walked around the outside, but I really wanted to check out the cars. Okay, I think I confused it. I think it actually wanted me to go and walk along the outside.
Open a passenger door on the cab car to get in and make your way to the cab and sit in the driver's seat. You now need to get this cab set up. Start by turning the brake key to activate the brakes. Insert the reverser handle and set the reverser to forward. Set the headlights to high beams, and on the back wall, set the signal lights to headlights.
I did that.
Check if there are any doors open, and if so, close them.
How? How do I close the doors? Ooh, Sifa on.
to go. Release the brakes, apply the power, and take the train out. You're headed out onto the main line and will be stopping at the main station on the loop.
I don't... Something's not right there. I feel like these brakes are on. Did I leave brakes on over here? Yeah, something's not right. I don't think that those brakes are properly released in the back or something, which is weird. I thought I had set them to full service, which is what it asked for. We get to do some troubleshooting here right away. That seems to be the problem here. Full service. It did say full service, but I feel like it should be running. Let's see if that helps. Something's definitely not right. Is it because I did this SIFA thing? Yeah. Something feels wrong. It's definitely, something's still breaking in the back for some reason. Let's try again. Maybe if I reset the brake to full service, it'll sort itself out. These brakes are released. Okay. That is how it's supposed to be. Well, if it doesn't work any better now, we'll have to assume, I think, that it's a glitch of some kind. In which case, we will just, see, there's still brake pressure on, right? I can see it, like in the bottom right, the BC is still at 4.4. Yeah, something's definitely not as intended. I guess we'll just hobble our way over there just to get through the training module here. actually had a bit of an incline there for a second. Oh. Okay, I didn't know that. You can just right click and you just get your mouse cursor. That's nice actually, because then you can kind of set it like this and yeah, we're supposed to get up to 160. We can't do it. Our train is broken. At least stopping's going to be easy since we're already braking. Oh, come on.
That concludes this module.
Alright.
If you wish to replay it, you can come back to it at any time via the training center.
I think we know how that was supposed to work, even though it didn't quite work. Cruise control. I think we'll leave it here. What I really want to see is... how do I... training center... I guess it's supposed to continue with the training center still. There's more things to learn, I guess. But if we pick a route... so many scenarios. Training modules just for that train. Okay, so we can do like a training module just for this route. That might be actually really handy. So maybe we'll do this. So if we wanted to do like the... yeah, the New York and Hoboken, like, if we want to do that, the Riviera, that seems like something we should do next week. Five minutes? Okay, that's nice that they've got it timed. 10 minutes, 5 and 20 minutes. Okay, so I think... oh wow, there's a lot to learn here. So we've done... oh, here we go. This is the kind of screen I was looking for. We've done 12 of 31 modules. I didn't get a medal for this one, huh? No points. So cruise control, then steam locomotives. And then, okay, and then it goes into all the different types of the actual trains. All right, so we don't really need to go through the rest of this. That's a lot. So next week, we'll pick one of these routes here. And we'll do the quick training module on that train, and then we'll just jump in. Like, what are the heavily delayed service in the winter, limited powers? These all seem rather challenging, so maybe we just do like just regular service routes on foot. Official, personal, Creator's Cup. I'm not sure what that means. We'll just we'll go figure it out. But I've enjoyed it so far. It's quite a bit of fun, and I'm resisting looking at hardware for train sim control stuff. There seems to be only one or two, and they're both more expensive than what I'll need. So, thanks for hanging out. I'll be back next Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific. In the meantime, don't forget to check out shacknews.com, all the good things on our website, and have yourselves a wonderful week. We'll be back next Thursday for some more Train Sim World 6, I think. Take care.